ERP systems, and we help companies work with CRM systems, client relationship management systems. And actually what we do is try to integrate those two into one big system for a company. And that's the ideal, to have an integrated system, a system that goes from first contact with the client, trying to find your new clients, prospecting for clients, turning those into opportunities, and after a while turning those opportunities into sales, turning those sales into invoices, turning those invoices into real money, and turning those real invoices, real money, into your profit and loss, your balance sheet, and your accounts. So what we look for in companies, and what we try to do for companies, is build this integrated system that helps them work as a business, helps them work efficiently as a business. We also believe in the cloud. A lot of companies still have on-premise, but we believe that companies now should be moving away from on-premise, that companies now should be moving into the cloud. Cloud is the place to be. If you go back 5 years ago, companies were maybe a little bit hesitant about moving information. Maybe they had fears about security. Maybe they had fears about speed of access. Those fears are really past at this stage. And now we believe that companies should be looking at the cloud and fully embracing the cloud. Your data really is more secure in the cloud. It's up there, it's managed, it's looked after properly, it's backed up. Your data server in the corner of your office now is the unsecure option. So we believe companies should be moving to the cloud. What do? We work with a number of products. We work with Microsoft Dynamics 365, really strong product. We work with Zoho. We're an authorized partner for Zoho. They develop a full suite of products, including CRM. We work with SAP Business One. And what we're really going to talk about this morning is a product. We're going to talk about our energy saving calculator, and the product that underlies that and supports that is a product called Odoo. It's a Belgian product. It's a cloud-based CRM and ERP system. So what we're going to talk about this morning is energy savings, why energy savings companies should use software. So a couple of years ago, one of our clients came to us, a company called Rayal, and Rayal manage or replace old light fittings with new up-to-date LED lamps. And in doing that replacement, many companies, football teams, cinemas, offices can make substantial savings in energy usage. And I've heard the term mentioned of the figure mentioned of somewhere between 60 and 70%. So that's a substantial amount of saving in terms of energy. So there's the real drive there for companies to replace their old bulbs with new bulbs. Rayal came to us. They had a number of issues. They had a number of challenges. They had a lot of manual processes, the manual sales orders, manual purchase orders, manual stock management. They wanted us to help them build something better. They were using too many spreadsheets. They had spreadsheets everywhere, spreadsheets for surveys, spreadsheets for invoices, spreadsheets for accounts. And they came to us and said, can we get rid of these spreadsheets? Can we build something that works on a mobile platform that allows us to do surveys and save the survey in one place? They had many isolated data stores, and by that I mean they had data stores for project management. They had data stores for CRM. They had data stores for stock. They had data stores for accounting systems. What we try to do with organizations is bring all those data stores into one. So one data store, it's easier to look after, but the key point about having one data store is that it's so much easier to pull really useful information out of that data store. So you can begin to report on things like, where are we getting our prospects, and how much money are we making from those prospects? So it's the two ends of the sales pipeline. So we try to get companies into one data store, get rid of isolated data stores. And Rayal had a number of challenges. They had a number of challenges with warehouse management. They had a number of warehouses, and they had a number of challenges tracking stock in those warehouses, tracking what was there, what stock they had, what stock they needed for projects. The other issue that they had was actually very simple: too much stock. Because they didn't have good stock management in place, they kept more stock in place than they needed. And with our system, one of the things they were able to do was reduce that stock down to exactly what they needed at any one time. We provided a solution for Rayal. We provided a solution for Rayal that allows them to deal with a number of things. We put in an energy saving calculator that will allow one of the representatives or one of their surveyors to go into a site, survey that site, and and raise a quotation to the client or prospective client for that particular survey. That was integrated with CRM and lead management. So this was a key change to the way they managed their business. Out of that, we were able to create a report for a customer quotation, so the customer could receive a quotation as soon as the survey was complete, not a couple of days afterwards when the spreadsheet had gone back to the office and when the spreadsheet had been prepared and the quotation had been prepared. They were able to raise or receive a quotation as soon as the survey was finished. We helped Rayal to put in an integrated stock management system, so we were able to anticipate exactly what they need. We were able to help them anticipate exactly what they needed for each job, hold exactly the right stock or purchase exactly the right stock for that job. And we were able thus to manage and lower their held stock and reduce the value of the held stock at any one time. We were able to integrate that with an accounting system, with an integrated accounting system. So we were able to raise the quotation to the client, the prospective client. If the client accepted that quotation, we were able to raise a sales order to that client or from that client. And out of that sales order, we were able to raise deliveries and ultimately the sales invoice. And the invoice would go through to the client's account, onto the client statement, and would allow money to be received. But effectively what we provided for Rayal was a fully integrated accounting system. And if you think about it, we were able to provide them with a system that went from lead management, simple initial lead management, all the way through lead management, customer quotation, sales order, sales delivery, sales invoice into the accounting system. Fully integrated system. The last point I'm going to make there, we provided very powerful, very, very worthwhile reports. And no system, as I said in my introduction, no system is worthwhile without reports. Reports are key. Reports help you as managers manage your business, help you as managers understand what's going on in your business, and help you as managers make the right decisions about your business. So what I'm going to do is pass over to Pratima. And Pratima is going to present the calculator to you, let you have a look. So Pratima, I'm just going to take
Hello.
the presentation over to you now.
So thank you, Peter, and good morning, everyone. Hope you can see my screen. So the software in which we have implemented the solution for Rayal is Odoo, which comes with thousands of apps, and few of them you can see they're installed in our database, in this database, and you can see a few of them like sales, purchase, inventory, accounting, and the like we integrated the solution in the CRM app of the Odoo. So just let's move on to that. So here you can see there are some customized stages and here are a few survey created. Let me open one for you. And okay, so this survey is an opportunity as well. So you can give a opportunity name or a survey name. For example, I have given LED installation for Hotel Ramada. Then you can write down what is the expected revenue, how much they are going to give a profit, and you can see there is a probability of 30% because I am in qualified stage. As you move to the preceding stage, the probability to achieve this target will increase. So
Pratima,
you can.
it's really useful to just make the point that this integrates the survey, this integrates the prospect into this whole thing of the sales pipeline from somebody looking for a sales lead to a sales opportunity. Sorry, I don't want to stop you, so carry on.
Yeah, sure. And then thank you, Peter. And then you can tie up it with a customer. You can create a customer on the fly, or you can just select a customer from the drop down as well. And let me show you how the customer form will look like. You can fill all the necessary information and just save this. It's a basic CRM thing. You can like define a sales team and what is the expected closing. This is the basic CRM thing, but the main part, the important feature comes when I click on this bill received checkbox. So after clicking on this, a new tab will be open, which is called survey, and it comes with its own fields. You can see there are a few fields they are going to use in the calculation of energy saving, which we have implemented for Rayal. So you can see there are a few fields like lamp swap cost, lease rate thousands. So the fields, you need to fill that field and they will be automatically calculate the energy saving. So the important feature for the survey team is here. Let me explain what is the meaning of each of this field. Location is for example, I'm an employee in Rayal and I'm going to take a survey. So currently, the location is in which the employee currently stands. Old fitting type is the current light the company is using. So the current light the hotel Ramada is using in the particular location. New fitting type is what we are going to propose instead of the older one. So instead of the circular CFL, we are going to propose circular panel. Hours, how many hours per day the light is turned on, then how many days per year the light is turned on, then rate per kit, old count is it's the for example, in back corridor, they are using a light circular CFL, and in total they are six. So there are six circular CFL in back corridor, and we are going to replace this six with six. So we can replace all the six bulbs with the new circular CFL with the six count, or we can define four as well because the output will be same. When rate per kWh is the cost of electricity, and the swap cost is the cost need to change the bulb. So it's directly coming from this field. So at the time of creation of the location or the line item, you can change that. Let me quickly add one item. So right now I'm in parking location, and the parking location, the bulb is they were using a CFL bulb of 5 count, and I'm going to replace this CFL bulb with LED W. You can see against this old bulb, it gives you two options. So it's something we have, we did some customization on the product level as well, and I will show you it later how you can configure this. So yeah, it's very important. No need to go back to the Excel sheet and check at the time of survey that which or against this old light, what lights we have in our inventory. So time saving process. So you can see as I fill in certain fields, there are a few calculated fields like saved watt, current kWh use. They comes automatically. I have unfilled this. You can see that. So they are the fields they are going to use in the calculation of energy saving. Once the survey is done, you can save and close that. And here you can see in the bottom there are few calculated fields like the total current kilo per watt use, the total projected kWh. So very time saving process. And as you so once you're done with this, you have filled all the information. You can see they give you a history. So when the service created, who has created this, so when the state changed from one to another, it's give you a full uh, history of what you did with this, what the salesperson or what the survey team did with this survey. So once the survey is done, you can save the survey, and there is one report called survey. Let me download this for you, and let me zoom in. So, so the survey report is an output of what is recorded in the system. You can see this split location wise. So the survey team can do the survey in one go, or they do the survey in two, three goes as well, depending on the location. And you can see the color represent its own group of record. Like for example, navy blue represent the older one, the older bulbs. Green one represent the new bulbs, what you are proposing, and the sky blue one is represent what you saved. So this is something you can take a sign off from the customer as a confirmation from the customer that yeah, you can proceed. So coming back to the survey, once you get the confirmation from the customer, you can directly create a quotation out of it just by clicking on create survey quotation button. You can see it's created, a survey quotation has been created. These are the products which you have defined. These are the new fittings which you have defined in the survey. The description coming from the product itself, the quantity, they are the new fitting type which I have mentioned, and all they are the default taxes which you have configured in the product level. I will show you it how this is done. So once the quotation has been confirmed from the customer, you can directly convert it into the sales order, and just by clicking on this confirm sales order button, and then you can directly create invoice out of it. Just by can create invoice button, it gives you with 4 options like down payment in percent, fixed amount, or you can invoice these line items or the sales order in one, all the line item in one go as well. So yeah, very important feature. Coming back to the sales order again, in the sales order level, there is one more report. Sorry, I forgot to show you. So the summary report. So let me open this. So the summary report gives the total summary of all the calculation used in the survey, and also give a summary of how much the client can save over the years. By this beautiful graph, you can analyze, so the customer can analyze how much they can save over the years, over 1 to 3 years, over 4 to 5 years, and 5 years. So very helpful to present this to your customer. And yeah, let's move to the product part. I have told you I will show you how you can configure a product. So there are two kinds of products. One is old and another is new. The difference between them is just this checkbox. If you check this, it means it's an older one, and if it is unchecked, it means it's a new one. So when you create a product, the product we need to specify some information, because every product or light has its own consumption. So let me define what it means. What's how much what the bulb, the light is using. Starter is a it's a device used by some of the bulbs. It also has some consumption. Bulb count is how many bulbs the device has. So how many bulbs the starter device has. Then very important part is your replaced bulb. So this it is what the company is going to propose instead of this older one. This is the options I have show you in the survey at the time of creation of a line item. Against this older bulb, it will show you this option which has been selected here. So very important feature. And then you can define your sales price of the product. So the sales price will show you at the time of creation of quotation, or at the time of creation of quotation you can edit the price as well. uh, One more important feature, yes, vendor. So you can, for this particular product, you can define your multiple vendors, and you can define the price. So at the time of creation of purchase order, you can see which vendor gives you the lowest price, and you can create a purchase order against that against that vendor. Yeah, that's pretty much. Peter, you want to say something?
Yeah, no, Pratima, that's brilliant. Nothing, I couldn't do it better myself. So what I'm going to do is take back over control of the screen, the presentation, and what we'll do is just continue on from where we were. Just bear with me for 1 second. So yeah, we were talking. Pratima gave us a wonderful demonstration there of the software. So let me just go back to that last slide. So the results were higher productivity for Rayal, much higher productivity, much higher productivity, much higher efficiency for their team of salespeople and the team of surveyors. Much better customer satisfaction. The potential customers and customers were getting quotations, survey quotations as soon as the survey was finished, not 5 days time. That led in, as you've seen, into this whole thing of the quotation to the sales order, to the sales invoice, to the sales delivery. It meant the whole thing was built into a much more efficient system. We were able to reduce the stock held and reduce the missing stock and the stock held by Rayal. And I suppose one of the last things we were able to do, one of the last results, was to reduce the double entry of data for Rayal. So the title of the webinar was titled 5 Reasons Energy Savings Companies Should Use ERP and CRM Software. Maybe to recap. So automate your business processes. It makes sense. It makes sense. It helps you build in efficiency. It helps you build in proficiency. Get rid of spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are useful, have their place, but they're not the place to do surveys. Build one data store. That's what we try to do for clients. It doesn't work every time because sometimes people have independent systems, but our name is Target Integration. We try to integrate systems. Integrated accounting, it's important. I mentioned a couple of moments ago, double entry. It's important that you get away from double entry. There is no point in keying the same information into your CRM, into your accounting system, and into your stock management system. It doesn't make sense. And last, maybe the last reason companies should use ERP and CRM software is about reporting. Maybe the last, but maybe the most important thing. Use reports, get reports that matter to you, get reports that tell you something about your business. So we're coming up to, I think we're going for about 25 minutes. I'm going to see if there's any questions coming in. Let me, just before I take one or two questions, I'm just going to say what Vincent said about our system. When we first set out in this task, I did not think there was a system out there that was able to survey, do accounts, perform customer management, and track and trace stock. To have all these modules from Target Integration was simply amazing for me as finance manager. I think that says a lot. We see Vincent on a regular basis, and he's delighted with the system. He's delighted with what we've done for him. So, as I say, I'm going to take a couple of questions. I see a few questions coming in here. Bear with me. I see one or two questions coming in. Have a look here. There's a couple of questions about customized. Can this be customized to suit our company? Yes, it can be customized to suit your company, but maybe that's something you'd need to talk to us about. Can you show us more about warehousing and stock management? No, not really today, but that's something if you want to talk to us, maybe contact us separately after this, and we can talk to you in much more detail about warehousing and stock management. Today is not the place. We just want to give you an introduction to it. Now, I see a couple of questions coming in about integrating with accounting systems and integrating with CRM systems. The answer is yes, probably, but until we know what you have, we can't really answer that question for you. So again, if you have individual questions about integrating with accounting systems, integrating with CRM systems, please contact us. We can have a conversation with you specifically about what you have, specifically about integrating with your CRM system, or specifically about integrating with your accounting system. It's too big a question to answer without us knowing about you in more detail. We have a number of warehouses. Again, maybe the same thing. We have a number of warehouses. Can this work for us? My answer would be yes, but again, we need to talk to you in more detail about that. It's not something I can answer today. We need to see how you work and what you do and what you hold in the warehouses, and if you hold different stock in the different warehouses. That's really it. One last question here. Can I use this on a mobile device? Yes, you can. Yes, you certainly can use this on a mobile device. Bear in mind when you go to do a survey, if you have a mobile device, you need Wi-Fi or you need some way of connecting to the internet. But yes, it does. And the last question here is a question about cost. Yeah, what we'll do is maybe send out to everybody who attended this, what we'll do is send out just a little spreadsheet. We'll send out the webinar, but we'll also send out a summary of costs to everybody. I think that's it, really. I've covered most of the questions. I've covered the questions I can answer today. There's one or two questions, as I say, about warehousing, integrating with accounting systems. So yeah, that's it. So really just like to thank everybody for attending. It's great to see you all coming along here this morning. Thanks for attending. Hopefully we can talk to you again soon in the not too distant future. And have a great day. Thanks everybody. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
Thanks, Pradama. Thanks for your help.
Yeah.